The zerg are a bug-like race of aliens that infest the map and swarm over their opponents. The core of the zerg army involves masses of fast and expendable units that can strike anywhere on the map with ease. The perfect example of that is right here, the zergling. The quintessential zerg unit, the zergling is a hand-to-hand melee fighter, does very high damage, and is incredibly mobile. The downside, though, is they're very fragile. So whilst they can do massive damage if they find the right engagement, most of the time they're just gunned down before they even make it into hand-to-hand with their opponents. As a result, Zerg players have to be crafty in order to find the damage with these Zerglings. Here's a perfect example. These Zerglings, using their mobility to bypass their opponent's army on the front, are finding their way into their opponent's supply lines. So this counter-attack of Zergling finds the reinforcements, just individual marines popping out, and are able to tear them down very quickly, even finding their way into the valuable worker line where they can get the big damage done. This is Zerg play at its core. The uniform characteristic across all Zerg play is that Zerg units are very fast. Even though they'll usually have one or two glaring weaknesses, that's okay because it's their mobility which allows a smart tactical player to get the damage done. With Zerg, it's not always just about headbutting over the front, doing a big overwhelming frontal engagement until the later stages of the game. Usually it's a lot more about being a crafty, backstabbing focused player, finding your way into your opponent's supply lines, nipping at their heels and cutting in from behind. And that's why it's really interesting, because as a Zerg, you're kind of the bad guys in the horror movie. You're popping out from the air vent, snatching a dude, pulling him off into the darkness and then disappearing. This is the sort of playstyle you want to really envision as a Zerg. It's very clever tactical play, and that's all for you to try to build up until the later stages of the game.